Two, one. Good evening, Adam.
Hi, how are you?
Absolutely amazing. You?
Good. Good. No complaints.
No complaints.
No
What should we
complaints.
complain about? Oh, my phones.
There's always stuff to complain about, but there's no point because nobody listens.
What could you complain about? Too many, too many, too many domains or too little?
I guess today, really not much. I mean, it's Wednesday already, so we're through the week, and Monday is a holiday in the U.S. and in Canada. I don't know what it is in the U.S., but in Canada, it's called Family Day. So you're supposed to spend the day with your family, but we've been
Family,
trapped with them for a year because of the pandemic. So maybe
or
they should
maybe,
let us out.
or maybe they are trapped with us.
Yeah, probably.
So, good evening, everybody. Probably Sam and Colin are connecting. We do not know. Sam might be a bit late. I had a chat with him. So, uh, the guy who ranks number one for domain broker in the UK. So if somebody looks for domain broker, and Colin is setting up a server for a client, and he's migrating the systems, and he said probably he'll be able to join, but if something goes south or north or east or west, of course, as we all know, then he's done till God knows when. So good evening, and the main guy is here, Adam Dicker, one of the most famous domainers and the most successful ones in the world.
Thank you. He's got a good feeling about this one.
Oh, Bill.
Uh, and Bill, I spoke to yesterday on the phone, or sorry, on Skype.
On Skype.
We're talking about go.la. And it was really nice. He texted me or something or emailed me, and I got back to him pretty quick. And we had a nice chat for about 20 minutes, half an hour. I hope his cough is going away.
Fantastic. That is absolutely amazing domain name. Go.la. Like, with LA. Yeah.
I don't think he's making coffee, but I definitely made one before the meeting.
Ooh,
When I
is
get
it
back
white?
in here.
So white coffee.
No, it's I put cream in it. What do you want?
Oh,
I can't have it black. It's some people like it. I can't take it. Yeah, I know. But anyway, I had a great call with Bill yesterday, and I had another
yes.
call with a customer today who also watched the show, who had a lot of CA domain names and wants me to do some work and some stuff with him. So I'm getting a lot of
Wow.
people. I've got to be very selective, but there's some people that want to do some work together, and they're pretty good opportunities and good people. So it's interesting. Yeah, that was I think this morning was that other call. So
Lots of CA domains.
yeah, he had a good portfolio of CA names. He found out about us from the show. He's in Sudbury, Ontario, so about 7 hours north of me. Very nice fellow. And we talked about, he has a good list of names he's been holding for about 15 plus years. And it's like boatloans.ca and a bunch of other ones. So there's some opportunity there for me to do some lead generation and make both some money off the lead generator. That would be him.
Oh,
Kevin.
here we go.
So
Canada,
it's like,
Canada's in.
so that would be him, and he was a really nice guy. We had a good chat, and that was good. You know, it's nice to get to talk to some of the people that watch over the phone. It's nice to put a face and a voice, and I think some of them are surprised when I call them back pretty quickly, because I do respond pretty quickly to them, and well, good to see them here.
Oh, with responding, Adam is absolutely amazing.
Well,
So
you can't always be, and sometimes you can be depending on time zones and stuff. But you try to be as respectful as you can. Nobody's better than anybody else, so I have to respect their time as much as I would respect anybody else's time. So, but I had good conversations with them both.
absolutely fantastic. So good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Depending where you are, this is in a chill mode. Show about domain names. And of course, we are educating the world, mostly of webmasters, about the value of domain names, how to sell them, how to buy them, what not to buy, what to look forward. And of course, it is for all of us to be more effective and more happy in our lives. And today, Adam, what we are going to talk about?
Well, one of the things, I've got a lot of good points that I think some of the users are going to find helpful. But I think one of the things we want to talk about is how to find buyers for your domain names. I mean, definitely important, and especially how to handle those emails that come in or those requests, and how to respond to them to get the best answer possible. So in a sense, one of the things that I'm going to say as a tip is that ideally you want to get an email conversation engaged with them. Now, the problem with that is that if you have it on a marketplace and somebody bids on it on a marketplace, then you're just going back and forth with nobody that you can see or talk to. So you
Yes.
lose an advantage by selling it through a marketplace and not talking to a person in the email. You can't judge whether they're very interested. You can't judge emotion. You can't judge anything. You can't even really know who it is to figure out how urgent it is that they buy the domain name. So ideally, you want to get most of your leads to emails and not through the marketplaces, although sometimes it's unavoidable.
Any tricks how to get them out of the marketplaces that they actually do contact you via email?
Yeah, so sometimes what you can do is when you do get a notice on a marketplace, and let's say you have
Okay.
the domain, say you have the domain priced at, I don't know, $5,000. You can go ahead and change it on the actual page, the landing page, and put a lower price to encourage them to contact you directly. But really what you're doing is you're saving the marketplace fee that you would end up paying for the marketplace. So if it's $5,000, you're paying 15% to the marketplace, take
Yes.
off the $750, put it at $4,250, and maybe they'd prefer to talk to you. And we've talked about this trick before where you put it at different marketplaces, even cheaper, to play a game. 3,500 on one, 5,000 on the other. You say no on the 5,000, and then they go and they hit the buy now on the 3,500, when 3,500 is really all you wanted for it in the first place.
So guys from After Nick and Cedo, another nice, awesome place is, I just forget whatever you just heard.
Yeah, no, we do want, eventually we'll want sponsors and things like that. But no, listen, the marketplaces, they have their advantages, but you need to
Excellent.
create a relationship with that person and build and figure out what they want it for. And you have no chance to do that just by, you don't even know if it's me or you or anybody else trying to bid on a domain name. So you need to know that.
Okay, and then once you get an email?
Once you get an email, it really depends on what's in the email. So is it just an inquiry about the domain name? Like, hey, I saw this domain name, I'm interested. And then you can reply back with, yes, the domain is available, or no, it's not, probably it is. So yes, here's what it's available. You can talk about things like, is the domain, what's the value of the domain name? What value can it bring to them and their business? Because now you know who it is. So you may be able to figure out why they want it, whether it's for lead generation, whether it's for a multitude of other things. And you can tell them the domain is not blocked in Google. It's listed. You'll get a lot of benefits. It may already have some traffic links from Majestic or DMOZ or other sites. There's other positives you can give them, and you may want to encourage them to let them know that you'll renew the domain name for 3 years in good faith, or provide them with free hosting, or whatever you want to do to help encourage that domain sale that won't cost you a lot of money out of pocket. But you want to build value. You want to be short in your responses. So you want to spread that information out over a few emails and not just all at once. So yes, the domain is available to the right offer. Please feel free to make an offer, would be my first response that would go out. And it would be short. And then after that, I would try to get them on the phone after that, instead of taking them out of their email address. It may be a Gmail, it may be a Hotmail, or it may be their business email. But I would try to get them off of the email and onto the phone, which I know a lot of people have trouble with. And that's one of the biggest issues, is being able to get on the phone and speak confidently about it, but not worry that you're going to give away the farm. It's kind of like a bit of a job interview when you get somebody over the phone. People on both sides are nervous. Nobody wants to pay too much or give away something for too little. But the best way to figure out why somebody wants it is to be able to speak to them on the phone. If they send you back an offer that's unreasonable, and it's not something you would entertain, you have to figure out first if your price that you're setting is ridiculous, or if their offer is ridiculous. And if it's ridiculous, I would simply say sometimes, obviously this domain isn't for you. It's a premium domain name for this space. It has this many searches in Google. And that's when I would start to give them a bit more information. It's got 400 people that go to it a month. You're already spending this much money on AdWords. So if you can't see the value, I think you should just go register a new name for $10 and be done with it. The kiss off email, I've told you this before, the kiss off email is always the most powerful email. Nobody wants to be told that they can't afford something. It's like going into a store and you want to look at a purse and they say, oh, this is out of your price range. It's like, what? What do you think? And that just makes you more interested in the item anyway. But it really depends on making sure that you get that first email is just to find out where they are on ballpark on price. And some of them, as long as they offer you $100 or more,
yes,
there is room for negotiation. But if they start saying, look, I'll give you $10 of the reg fee for the domain name, cut the conversation off and just end the email and say, look, obviously this domain isn't for you. The price you offered is not realistic, so go find another domain name. But anything over $100 is worthwhile on a negotiation because that means that they realize it has some value besides just the registration fee. And then if you go with offers that come in over 500 or over 1,000 or over 5,000, it means that they have money to spend on the domain name. They've got budget, and now you just have to figure out if that budget meets your expectations on the name.
And if you can meet somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes they'll exceed your expectations. Sometimes they won't. But you never know unless you try. It's like asking the prettiest girl out at the dance. You got to try.
Of course, you've got to start with her.
And never tell your wife you ended up with the second prettiest, if that's the case. They don't like that.
They don't like that. But that is not true.
No.
Hello, honey. So Adam, we just had this case recently. A person came just maybe a week ago. A person came on live chat on Host Maria. All our domains are listed only on Host Maria. So two letter domains, and the guy came in. He definitely saw the price. Everything is set prices, £15,000 in general, Latvian. So $20 for a two-letter domain name. He came in and in a live chat, he started talking and he was saying, I would like to buy a two-letter domain name or I'm interested about a two-letter domain name. So LV domain name. So definitely he was interested. Before starting live chat, he left his email address and not some just shady one, a proper email address. Still Gmail, but still with the first name and the surname. And then I think he got scared away by the live chat guy who approached him maybe a bit way too directly and short.
What did he say?
What is the domain you want? Without hello, without anything. No, stuff can happen.
So say that again. So he approached you on the show.
Yes. So not on the show. So he came to the website.
Okay.
And we have technical support people
Yep.
there. Now we have first level support who just do just the pre-sales.
Oh, okay.
And then we have the tech guys.
Yeah.
But mostly tech guys are on level 2, level 3 support, just not support tickets. But at that moment, he was on live chat and used quick chatting. A lead came in for the two-letter domain name.
Yeah.
And the answer wasn't like, good afternoon, thank you for interest, we would be glad to help you.
Yeah.
What domain do you want?
Yeah. So what are you doing here?
We also speak Latvian, and he said that in Latvian, although the guy approached him in English, but he was Latvian.
Okay.
And it is so easy to scare people away.
Well, yeah, remember that old saying, you only get one opportunity to make a first impression, so it has to be good, and it has to be... The problem with somebody on IT answering that call is they're not trained in sales, they're not customer service focused that way. They're just here to fix your site if it's up or down or whatever it is, and
as effective as possible. Yes, it wasn't rude, but it was strict and straightforward.
Yeah,
just to get to the core of the problem.
So from now on, what I would suggest is let the tech people know that if something comes in like that, just quickly say, look, I'm not the person that handles sales. I just handle the technical support. But please give me your name and number, and I'll have the right person get in touch with you. And then that's all you can do. And then it gives you a chance also to go from an email to a phone number.
That is actually very good. So yes, I'm support, or I'm tech support.
Yeah.
I do not handle sales. Please, yes.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with saying, even in life, there's nothing wrong with saying, I don't know, and then
Yes.
finding a solution. So, yeah, the best approach would be there. I'm sorry, I'm just tech support. I'm not qualified to do this, but I will get somebody in touch with you who can help you with that domain name and go
Yeah.
from there.
I did have a chat with the guy, and but that's understandable, and he's fine. He's fine. And once a person comes after a two-letter domain name, that is not just a random watcher. That's it.
Um,
A lead is there.
yeah,
He can go
no,
away for the month, for a couple of months.
and that happens. I mean, even with the MD.ca sale, I think I chased them for 8 years, 7 years. And then finally they got bought out by a bank, and then the bank said, you need to buy this domain name. So it happens. There's times where people will come back a month, 6 months, a year. I still get emails from people saying, well, I offered you 25,000 for this. Are you interested now?
Yeah.
And I'll go, no, it's still the same price as it was before. So, but it
They,
happens. It's worth a shot.
they've got to keep trying as well.
Yeah,
They've
same
got
way as we try to buy domains cheap, they're trying to buy domains cheap. Nobody wants to spend more money than they have to on anything, and that's part of the issue. So, going back to the topic,
Yes.
that's how
And
you would handle an inquiry through the chat if you're not the person to
yes.
talk to.
And then once we missed it, that's fine. That was just the first. So I had his email. I did check it at the email. Legit guy, definitely a possible buyer.
Mhm.
I did send an email saying that, hey, we had there's an inquiry over live chat. The domain name is available. Short and no, which domain would you be interested in,
Yeah.
and blah blah blah. Short and best wishes.
Yeah, I mean,
No pressure.
no, he's the one who approached you, so he or she is the one that's going to approach you again. But at least they know the channels of communication are
Yes.
better to go this way than they are through the website.
Or we'll see. So, and how would you deal with a guy next? So you've sent an email.
So I sent
Next.
an email. Which one did I send? Did I send the one that says, look, we're way off on price here. You obviously don't
Yes.
see the value in the domain name. Honestly, I'm just going to leave it, and he or she will get back to me, because nobody likes to be told that, look, you're not up to the level of what I was expecting. At the very worst, he's going to send you another email that may or may not be nasty or nice. And I've had a couple of those that came back and said, look, I think you're being whatever, this isn't worth what you're asking, but it's not worth what I'm offering. And I've had a couple where they've gotten nasty, and then I turned it into a big sale. But that's not usually the case. But the bottom line is, and I think I just finished getting off the phone telling somebody this, is that whether they like you or not, whether you've upset them or not, if they want that domain and that asset, they still have to deal with you. So they have to come back and sugarcoat it. The name that I did get off to a bad start on was megacity.com.
Okay.
And it ended up selling for $80,000 when I told him to bugger off.
So
early.
how did it start? So megacity.com.
Yeah, you know what? I have my email probably from 1999. So maybe I can try to find that thread where I told him to bugger off, and then he came back. And I thought it was something completely different than it was, because I think BMW was coming out with a car called Megacity at the time. And then Toronto calls its city the Mega City, so I didn't know who it was. It turned out it was a game manufacturer in Brazil who was building a game called Mega City. So I didn't know what I was dealing with. Eventually, I found out, but I know there's an email thread where I basically told him, we're nowhere close, so forget about it. And then he's got no choice. It's not like he can go to the next person and say, well, can I buy it from here? He can't.
Yeah.
So... but ideally, after the kiss off, you will get a really good response rate, probably about 80%, surprisingly. So you want to, and then you've told them you're out of the ballpark. So either you come back in the ballpark, or you're just wasting both of our times. And you can word it exactly like that. I don't want to waste either one of our times. We're not in the right price range. Have a good day.
What would be the words not to use?
In an email like that, obviously, no name calling and no saying, look, you're stupid, the name is worth more. Just saying it very professionally and saying, look, we obviously are at a difference of value here. I don't think we can meet on the price based on your low offer and what my expectations are. So unless that changes, have a great day, and there's no point in continuing this. So, and you just got to kiss it off and wait for it to come back. And it will come back if you're priced reasonably. If you're not priced reasonably and it's a forward domain name and you're asking $200,000 for it, well, forget it. You're not going to get them back, and it's your fault for that one.
Okay. How would you find a possible domain name buyer for a corporate domain name? So let us say you have a domain name that could benefit one corporation, but the structure is huge. Let us say Ernst and Young. Here you go.
So it's a little trickier depending on who your potential buyers are. So if you've only got a short field of buyers, then you have to tread much more carefully, and you can't make many mistakes along the way. So whereas if you've got a bunch of them, and we'll just go back to this other one we were talking about this morning,
Yes.
Boat loans. If you've got tons of people in your area or in Canada or the US, wherever the domain is, that offer loans for boats or things like that, you've got a much wider audience. But if you're going for something specific that only fits one company, then you have to really be patient and you have to weave your way in slowly. So I would use the same thing that I normally did. First, I would try to get to the person who made the decision. So I do some research on Google and on LinkedIn. And also if you had access to tools like ZoomInfo or Discover.org or something like that, those are tools that are paid tools where you can actually find out who everybody is in every position, or you can just ask somebody who has access to it. Find the right person and get access to it, to the right people, and then make a phone call. But don't call the decision maker right away, because if you get to them and they shut you down, you're dead. You're dead in the water. So you want to get some help from somebody lower up who can help make that process smoother, maybe even make an introduction to you. And if it's a big company, you may even have some connection on LinkedIn who may have some in or something like that to help get you to where you need to go. But I'd always start with somebody like the wrong person, like somebody, like I said, in accounting, or somebody who can direct me and then say, oh, I should be talking to Adam. Yes. Now I've got that person referral that said, hi, I talked to Jim and he said you'd be the right person to talk to. Then you have credibility, so they don't just hang up on you. And it could be anybody you pick, but don't pick any. It could be somebody in HR, it could be somebody in marketing, but usually an IT guy or a finance guy won't shut you down and hang up on you, because HR is used to getting calls from crackpots that'll just say goodbye, or marketing gets calls from crackpots all the time trying to sell them software. So you want to go in through either IT, even though they have no tact. You're not looking for that. You're just looking for Bob in IT said you'd be the person to talk to, and then you can get something going.
I had this case. This is a real life story, and you should have them as well.
I thought they're all real life stories.
So I was contacting a rather huge Dutch online store with big structure and lots of traffic, and their income is very good as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I was having chat with this guy, and he was lowballing me, and I was like, that's fine. This is your name, so at some point you will have to come to us.
Yeah.
And then he disappeared. I was fine, and then I did inquire about this guy, and it appeared that he had left the company, and
Mm-hmm.
nobody from that company knew about that offer.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually think that he wanted to get it for himself and then to use it in his own game against the company or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. A lot of times when there's a change in ownership or a
Yes.
change in job function, which happens at many of these companies, it actually will work in your favor instead of against you, like what happened when a company bought the MD Financial and wanted MD Dots. Nobody wanted it there. They couldn't see the value.
Yes.
Also, sometimes you have to deal with, and I hate to say this because I'm a little bit older, but you have to deal with people's age groups, and you have to deal with the lack of education that they have about the internet and how much value it has. Not their schooling education, but people don't realize internet's only been around for about 20 years. So somebody who's a little bit older doesn't see the value in it. They don't see the value in the traffic and the leads and anything. So you have to younger people may understand a little bit better, but they may not see the value. So you have to convince somebody of the value. And when he left, you should have been monitoring whoever was there and then see who was in his position, so you get an alert on job changes and then go after the next person.
So how would you track that?
So you can set up alerts, See, in the tools that I have, I get alerts when people change positions that I'm tracking.
Really?
Yeah, but I think you can do it simply with Google Alerts or a program called Awario,
Okay.
Awario, and then it'll track some employment alerts. And then you can use the last person as a lever to get in. So I understand Joe's no longer with the company, and I did have a conversation with him. I'm just wondering if we can continue that conversation with you. And here's where we were. Now you've given yourself instant credibility because the guy has left. And if you even believe that he was going to use it for personal gain, you can say, I was talking about az.com. I know it's the name of your company or brand. I'm not sure what his intended use for was, but it would be better suited at your company. I'm hoping to get it to your company. It gives you credibility on both sides.
Yes, at some point we actually got to that point,
Yeah.
but then again, the management or something just maybe forgot about it or what moved on.
Well, big companies, it goes to the board of directors, and who knows what they say at that point.
Yes.
You have to arm the person to have enough ammo to convince them as well. Just because you've convinced them doesn't mean they can convince the board of directors. It's an interesting path that is
Absolutely.
taken.
Yes.
And it's a harder path when you've only got a few different potential buyers.
And remember, night is young.
Yeah.
Don't rush.
No, and they will come back to you if they want the name. They don't have much choice.
And if we are talking about 2-letter domains, then they will.
Well, even the one that I had that I was sued for, elephant.com.
Yes.
I was sued by elephant.co.uk out of the UK. They originally offered $35,000 or something like that, or maybe it was like $10,000. I said no. And then I said no to 35, and then they sued me and they lost, and then they had to pay a lot of money to get the name afterwards. And they did buy it, and now it's still Admiral Insurance in the UK. This is a famous case. You can Google it. Whoever's watching, Google it. Elephant.com, Adam Dicker. You'll enjoy that story because it's a really good story.
Did they pay your expenses?
No, the price they paid, I wasn't too worried about my expenses.
Okay. I was curious. Once the court case came up, there are definitely legal expenses for both sides.
They could have, but I don't think we insisted or even asked for it at the time because they came back with an offer to buy the domain name.
Of course.
So,
and about for totally green new beginners in the domain industry, the guys who mostly try to sell their domain names on Facebook groups.
Yeah. So for people that are the most important thing to finding buyers for your names is to purchase the right domain names to begin with. If you don't do that, you don't stand much of a chance of selling anything anyway. So, but if you've got good names, and a lot of people watching the show have good names or decent names, you can sell them. You just have to figure out who your buyers are for that specific name. I was just running a search for Calgary realtors because it was about the gentleman that I was talking to about a Calgary agent site that he has, and I was trying to figure out how many realtors, not Calgary, Sudbury, and I was trying to figure out how many realtors he had, and I was going through the list because there's tools that you can pull to see what your audience is. So if you've got a name like I'll say Calgary Real Estate, you can see how many potential buyers there are for that name, and then go through the list and then pit them together against each other by putting it on an auction page and say, look, who wants to be known as Calgary's real estate agent? And you can pit them against each other like that, and hopefully one or two come in or one and buys it and you're done. There's lots of different things that you can do with selling, and there's lots of different paths you can take. Research is the key. Another thing is don't be afraid to talk to somebody on the phone. Find out what their best price is, and then get off the phone, do your research, and see a bit more and say, look, I'll get back to you. You don't have to say yes right away. You can still keep the power, the balance of power, and figure out what it's worth to you and what it's worth to them. And nobody's going to give you their best offer on the first try.
Are marketplaces still a place to go to find possible buyers?
To find buyers, I think they have to trip upon you almost by accident because most people, they still don't even know what a .guru is or something like that. They're not going to know what a domain marketplace is. So they may type it in, and if a type in leads them to that marketplace, they'll find it if they're searching for it, or if your landing page leads them to that marketplace, they're going to find it, but they're not going to find a marketplace on their own. They may find it on the front of site if you've listed your names in GoDaddy premium listings, because then if you type it in, it'll give you that option. like Calgary Landscaper, it'll say, look, it's gone, but you can have it for $800 or whatever the price is because you've listed it there. That is by far the most eyeballs you're ever going to get is GoDaddy premium listings. It's not even close.
How much are they?
I think they're free. I think you just have to, I mean, I'm pretty sure they're free. You don't pay for them, but you pay on commission, whatever it is, when you sell your name. I think it's 20%, but I don't know.
So
whatever it is, sorry?
So the normal one is 15%, yes, for the GoDaddy?
Yeah, GoDaddy Auctions. It was
Yes.
TD Nom. Now it's GoDaddy Auctions. It was like originally 10% or 5%, and then it's gone up quite a bit since the days that I was there. And now I think it's 15%, and it was 20% for premium listings. Whatever it is, it's worth it for the traffic you get. So if you thinking about $100 for your name, just add $20 roughly, and sell it for $120, $125, and the eyeballs you get are extremely worthwhile.
Of course, absolutely. So if you sell on Afternic, like on GoDaddy, then go for premium listings always.
Yes, always, because otherwise you're just hoping that a domainer picks it up in the auction house.
So when do you list on GoDaddy your domain names? Do you list them on GoDaddy or do you go to Afternic?
So me personally, I list them. I had that thing where I told you I had to delete them all from Uniregistry.
Oh, from Uniregistry,
so
yes.
I did that, and now I've got to go back and just put them all on Afternic so that they appear in GoDaddy premium listings. So I haven't done that yet.
Okay, so you would put them on Afternic, not GoDaddy directly.
You could do it either way, but I think it's easier to do it through Afternic. I'm not sure you can put them in premium listings through GoDaddy directly if they're not registered with GoDaddy. But you can put them on Afternic, which will put them in the same listings. There's a few different roadblocks on the way.
Like?
Well, like if you go through GoDaddy, they have to be registered at GoDaddy. But if you just list them on Afternic, Afternic has the rights to put them on GoDaddy premium listings without having them registered at GoDaddy. So that's an odd peculiarity. They also only list a few different TLDs on premium listings. For example, I can't list a .ca. They don't deal with much ccTLDs. No, on premium listings. They deal with like com, net, org, some other ones, but probably the CO that they bought.
Guru and all of those ones.
No, they sell those, but I'm not sure you can list them as premium listings on GoDaddy. I think it's just the basic ones still. I've been asking for 8 years from Dad CAs, but no luck.
CA is one of the biggest and the best extensions. Like there is the e.co.uk.nl.
But you can't list some of those as premium listings because they have to be ready for instant transfer when somebody buys it. So premium listing is somebody goes in, clicks buy, and then the domain gets ready to go into their account. So it's tougher based on who it is.
I see. That's interesting.
Yeah,
that's very interesting. I've never used Afternic. I have tried Marketplace, GoDaddy Marketplace, listing them there. So
it was started about 20 years ago almost by two brothers. One was Roger, I forget the other one, and they also owned I think SmartName at the time, if I recall. I don't really remember, but they definitely owned Afternic. Roger Collins, that was the name.
Okay.
And his brother. So they've been around forever. I think they run the part of the ICA now. And I just read an article about that. Some internet and the international domain thing.
So Marketplace is only GoDaddy and nothing else really.
Well, it doesn't hurt to list them everywhere, but you're not going to get retail buyers coming in too often. If you have a really premium name, though, if somebody goes to SATA, they'll say, hey, we have this name. But if you've got something like, I don't know, Blue Executive Chairs, don't expect to see anybody coming in and just buying it off the rack. It's like a plaid tie. Only sells to once in a while, but not everybody.
How has been your week?
Frustrating, a little bit frustrating.
Why?
It's back to that old thing we talk about once in a while, but, building a business, it's supposed to go faster than you'd like it to go, but sometimes technology makes you put the brakes on to try to figure out, when you try to follow the path of the actual user, you go, this is too complicated. If an IT person can't figure it out, how do I expect a user to? So you pull back the brakes a little bit, redo it again.
So are you talking now about getting stuck into connecting several systems at the same time?
Yeah,
Automatization?
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm talking about just making a customer journey simple, and sometimes you can't. And then there's other things that come up. I wish I could structure my day where I could only concentrate on the things that I want to do, but there's so many other things that come up during the day. So happens.
Does happen.
Yep.
Al- Always. How about the domain names? Have you bought anything?
Uh, I think so, and I think I had something in my cart today that I bought, and then I back ordered. I forget what it was, but it's an FM name that's expiring in
Mhm.
6 days. So that was interesting. I gotta look what it was, but I did have some interesting fun with the drop catchers that you guys gave me last week.
Oh, very good.
Catch Tiger.
Cash Tiger.
Uh,
Yes, interesting
that's a
choice.
it's an interesting one. Except I sent them an email because I don't understand. It keeps saying at the top, "Go ahead and pre-order whatever names you want, and you only pay if we get them." But there's
Yes,
nowhere to click to pre-order them for me in my account. So I sent them an email. I do see the expired auctions that they have, and I can go in and
yes,
I bid on those,
of
and I had
course.
some fun there. So I think people are not gonna like you very much because I'm bidding on them now, and they're bidding against me too, which is like if I want it,
What is your handle there?
uh,
Anandika?
maybe I don't know. I probably wouldn't have used something so obvious, but I could have. But
Why not? That's good. It
no,
would.
I don't want to
It will.
scare people off either.
No, come on. That's beautiful. I
Nah.
remember. I remember. We'll get back to your experience, but I remember going on GoDaddy and not GoDaddy on Catch Tiger, and I saw this guy, and he was definitely going after the same LLs as
Hmm.
me. Okay. Nice handle, name, surname. I looked him up. Okay, on LinkedIn. Well, Google guy from London,
Mm.
senior tech or something. So
Well,
definitely makes enough cash to,
so
to,
I'll
to play in the game. And I wrote him an email. I wrote him a message on LinkedIn. We had a chat. But yeah,
yeah.
stuff like that. You don't. If you understand, look, You can't play with that guy. Either the way, both of you will be you'll be
Losers.
without money. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But I can give you a tip though, an auction tip that I wouldn't give out normally, but very
Okay.
interesting. If you know you're bidding on a few names with the same person, you bid up one of them that you're not that interested in that he's following along. And if you have to buy it, you buy it, but you empty his bank out on that first one so you can
I've
get to
done
the
it.
second one.
I've done it. I've done it several times.
Yeah, it's amazing how when somebody gets outbid and their ego gets in the way, they keep bidding it up, and then they realize they don't have enough money for
Yep.
the second or the third one that they
Yep.
wanted. So, but sometimes you get stuck owning it yourself, and sometimes I'm watching. Okay, please let him place another bid, please, and then I go, oh, thanks.
Yes, that happens quite a lot when you see when you see some bigger portfolios are being dropped of premium names,
Yeah.
and then they go in 3 layers or in 3 days, and on the first day they're the most bids, and
Hmm.
the biggest amounts the second day, the smaller one, and the third ones will get the least bid.
Also, I found on Catch Tiger, as I do on other sites, sometimes if you sort by, first of all, I sort by character just to see what's around, number of
Yes.
characters.
Okay.
But sometimes I'll sort by bids to see what I should be looking at that everyone else is already looking at. And then I decide if I want to try to translate it or if it makes sense to me or if I'm interested. But I just played around with two 3-letter domains from Switzerland. I lost both of them
Mm,
because I wasn't
yes.
prepared for the early time on my time zone that they end. It wasn't
Yes.
bad. It was like 10 o'clock or something like that, 10:30, but I wasn't expecting it. So I didn't actually win any names. I only bid on two and I lost them both.
And what were the prices? The winning prices? Did you see
I
them? No.
No, I think they
No.
were probably like $10 higher than me or so. I didn't really pay attention because I was out. But there's a lot of good stuff. It's amazing. One of the things that I learned, I think that we need to communicate better and collaborate better on through this show or through however,
Absolutely.
is that there's more to this world than what us North Americans think there are. There's so much more going on in Europe, and that these registrars and these drop catchers that we don't know, and we're
Yes.
stupid. Like I was stupid, and I'm thinking, how come you don't know about this? You're into these drops, you like these things, but you don't know about these things. So you're never too into something to think that you can't learn something new, and we have to open our eyes to the whole world and not just think about Canada and the US and North America because there's so much else out there if you actually
And
And
then
let's
and yeah.
get advice from people who know about it, or you don't have to spend your time building the wheel, but ask people and find out what you don't know so you can know. It was interesting for me to go on both those sites.
And European market is waking up. It
Yeah.
is awesome to see. It is absolutely amazing to see, and I love looking up those guys if possible on LinkedIn. The
Well, I
ones who
also
are far
think that
far bidding.
I
Yeah.
also think that it's not woken up as much as it needs to be yet, but that gives us a good year to 2 year head start. By the time it wakes up, it'll be too late, and that's what I like.
Yep. Can I show you what I have bought just today?
Sure.
So
It better not be like lingerie. I hope it's domain names.
lingerie was last week. Okay, so shall I switch over the prices for the okay, whatever. Yes. So, and this is so for all Americans or Japanese or whoever is watching Europe, you are talking people making good wages, good income, but very conservative, mostly conservative culture and slow. It is porridge, so nothing happens until porridge. So what Adam said, we know where the market is going, and we have our advantage. So, and let me switch over to USD probably. Yes.
Oh,
So PT, we know who
I
lives. We know who is in PT is Portugal.
yeah, I'm very jealous.
And let me now take this one off. These are hand rages
Oh my god, I'm
today.
very jealous. Come on.
Today,
Okay, what registrar did you use?
no, no, I can't.
Oh, jeez.
No, okay.
No, don't
Not
do it.
you.
Don't do it if you don't want.
No. Okay, I will tell it. I will tell it. It will be even better. Okay, I'll definitely tell it. So, have a look. So in total we have 676. So
Yeah.
most of them are quite shabby. So that the third tier letters. But as I understand, in Portugal they do use Qs. I
So
did check the Portuguese what do you call alphabet and
I have a
Qs.
really good story for you about poor letters that you're
And
gonna love.
here you go. So in total there are not all of them. Should be more. They are agreed. The shows by 10. I have 32 of them. Adam,
Yep.
32 LLs hand raged Portugal, and we know that one of the biggest domainers, Adams level domainer, Mr. Andrew Rosner is there. He lives in Portugal.
Yeah. So I have a really good story for you that your your viewers are gonna like. And
Yes,
this is yes, our. You share everything I know except the registrar, but we'll get to that.
and the wives.
Yeah, no thanks. You wouldn't. Never mind. We can't even go there. So here's a story. Back in about 2002, 2003,
Yes.
I owned ZP.com. Okay.
Okay.
And I got a call from the office of the president of Spain, and his name was Zapato. It was his brand was everything to do with ZP. His name was Zapatero Presidente was what he went by, and he rented. Wait, it gets better. He rented ZP.com from me for like 6 months for the election and paid like about $8,000 or so a month US for that, just to rent it for that time period. So don't tell me that there's such a thing as crappy letters when you can get something lucky. Just by accident, I got lucky with that.
And he was not known, and he was probably known for ZP.
Oh, if you Google it now, like I've got an article right here, and it says his whole brand is ZP. Zapatero Presente. We deserve a better Spain. Jose Luis Rodriguez Zapatero.
And the easiest way for friends, he is ZP.
That's what he is, though. But that's what he's known by. So, and he rented it from me for like 6 months. So that's a good story.
So shall I now show how much did I buy them for?
I'm afraid. I thought you said we were partners in this. Wait a minute. No, I'm just kidding. I'm very jealous, I gotta say.
So I bought them at dominos.pt.
Did you back order them or did you register
No,
them?
hand rage. These are hand rages, Adam. So Domino's PT, and now let me close down the ad. Let us advertise the place. Domino's.pt, PT domain costs €1.
Very good. Very good.
For the first year. Well, the next year, 1999 something or €20. So they will try to get their money back from.
Oh, they'll get it. They'll get it. They may get it back.
But for €1, Domino's.pt, I will post a link. Whoever wants to go there, here you go.
I bet you that's what happened to the last guy. He let him go after the €99 re-registration fee, probably. So what you're saying is 1 year from now, we should be looking for those names, just in case.
Good luck. I'm keeping only, and I keep only 2-letter domain names.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going for my European market.
But do you have your own initials?
No.
Mm-hmm. See, so whoever has that can ask a lot of money for it, because there's nothing like that, is there?
Who wants a lot of money, they should own Maria.com.
Yeah.
Then years after, whoever owns Maria.com, you should be praying that host Maria.
He or she probably bought it for a girlfriend that they're no longer with anymore, and they're just holding on to it. Who knows? You never know what the reason was back then.
Yes, absolutely.
You never know.
So, 32 LLs, Portugal, one of the prime.
That's what you. So you got 32 of them today.
Today.
That should ring my bell. Wow, that's a hell of a deal. No wonder you're smiling. When he's smiling, keep on smiling. Well, that's pretty good. A little jealous, I gotta say. Good job.
Thank you. So, what is why FM? Why the FM name?
Just because it was a 2-letter, for no reason other than that. It's not anything other than that. I could care less about .fm. Nothing personal to whatever country that is.
Is FM market that good?
No, I don't think so. But it's just another feather in the cap. That's all.
Yes.
Sometimes you can have too many feathers and they need to be plucked, but it's another feather.
About these domains, I think somebody dropped them. I haven't checked the history, but I was running that. I was running that software.
Yeah.
And I was running and doing my own thing, doing support tickets and stuff like that.
And then your eyes went
ding, and then I heard ding. One is available. Okay. Ding. Next one. Ding. Oh, come on.
Yeah, no, that's a lucky find. You found a lottery ticket. I got to tell you that. That's a good one.
That's 5% of the whole Portuguese 2-letter domain market.
Yeah, so don't tell me that there's no good domains to register ever, because it's bullshit.
Absolutely.
All right. Do we have any questions? Where are your other two buddies? They're a no-show. Okay, I don't. You'll have to translate that one for me.
Yes, Marvzone. Yes, please do translate. You have a question. Yes.
Somebody's got an itchy back, it looks like.
Let us see. Yes, so everyone.
Yeah, no, I'm not really searching it. Honestly, I got a notice from Hexanet saying, hey, this name is available if you're interested. I set it for all 2 letters, so it tells me whenever something's going to drop, but I'm not searching it. I wouldn't say waste your money on it. I think it's $100 a year, so I wouldn't. When I saw that, I thought, not that interested.
So how is your Greenland market doing? Should I adjust the prices?
I honestly haven't had any action on it. It's been pretty quiet. I have traffic, but no real inquiries yet. Again, some stuff takes time.
Meanwhile, I'll 1 second.
We pause station identification for this bathroom break. It looks like the sand in the hourglass has run out. Anyway, what else can we talk about? What other ways can you get domain name buyers?
Bang, bang, bang.
Oh, I see the sand in the hourglass is gone. Oh, there we go. Oh, he was here. Sam? We seem to be pausing for technical difficulties.
Sam?
There he is. He's there.
How's it going?
Hey, good. How are you?
Yeah, all right. Yeah, Just doing bits and bobs.
Same old, huh?
Stuck in Zoom calls and still addicted to Clubhouse.
Yeah, well, no, that's good.
Adam,
I'm here.
you have your 10-minute advantage, or no, 10-second advantage.
No, I can't get it. I'm not
Now,
interested. You're teasing me too much. I don't need this kind of
look,
stress.
wait, GL, I said, the new domains that they have actually just dropped in. The GR, that's junior. Come on, Adam. GR.GL Greenland.
You work for the registrars. Is that what's going on here?
Oh, come on. LZ, that's Lizzie. That's beautiful. LX.
I'm telling you work for the registrars.
Come on. That's Greenland. That's
You got me on my phone, but I was trying to just pay attention to the TV show today.
To our all awesome viewers, NC.GL. Come on, Adam. I
I'm telling you work for them.
For the Greenland. Secret agent of Greenland. NC is NC. Sam, are you
Does
registered?
anyone actually buy .gls?
No.
I have few of them. Adam has got 30 around. I think I have 4, and yeah, I've got few. But no, I just bought just to keep the company for the Adam.
He's just trying to bother me.
Yeah, I bought four of them. So look, OF.GL. Come on, OI.GL. Adam, with all the respect, get out your card. Whoever is watching, Adam and Sam they've got only 10-second advantage. If you go to Twitch, their advantage will be like 3 seconds only. Get your cards out. GL is awesome. And whoever wants to, so GL.
I'm telling you must work for the registrar.
The Greenland one. Of course, let us buy out GL domain names. Here we go, the next one, PV. Oh, come on. PV. That's beautiful. Of course. So GL, I am buying my at Netim, NETIM, netim.com. You would buy them, they cost like 16 pounds or something, 15 pounds. Go on. And there are not so many. GL is horrible. Basically, once you go to NIC, to NITS, to their main registrar, you would you would click on the link, approved registrars, and that's it. The link is dead. The page is down. You've got to look approved registrars, the official ones, on archive.org. But yes, and we are running. I'm allowing the system to run slower. So whoever is buying, well, okay. Okay, North Carolina girl.
All right, I'm done with that.
EC electric car. Oof.
Yeah, but not in what language does Greenland speak? English.
They don't.
It's not like Icelandic.
Yes. My wife actually said that although they do look a bit shabby, my apologies, and although at least on YouTube, they openly say that they eat everything that moves, like seals, they shoot seals, white bears, whatever. Forget about not only human rights, animal rights are dead.
Yeah, I think we're
as grass, and but of course they haven't got grass or nothing. The population should be what, 50,000, 70,000 people.
Yeah, it was 50 last we checked. Maybe if they stop eating people, that'll grow.
But their income is really good. What I have heard, their income is really good. The prices are high, and they are happy people. And judging from that location, expansion could be a good and interesting thing. And plus, Trump wanted to buy Greenland from Denmark, but Denmark did reject the offer.
Well, he may need somewhere to live.
Long were those times when Europeans were selling land to Americans. Those were some stupid kings and queens who did that.
Okay.
Sam, do you like any of them? While it's, let me see what was there, so I can scroll a bit higher. So here we go: iv.gl, iz.gl, jm.gl, jq.gl, junior.gl.
I took some due to peer pressure.
JV. Oh, come on, PV. Let us.
We haven't even asked Sam any questions yet.
Sam, are you getting any?
No,
Come
I'm
on,
all right.
buddy. Get one or two to get in a boat. Let us adjust the prices and.
Oh no price fixing.
Oh, come on, why not?
No.
Life is supposed to be beautiful. We do not hold them. Adam, so your prices were 5 to 10K, yes?
For Greenland, I think so, yeah.
Okay.
I picked up 3 more while we were doing this thing.
Which
you
ones?
made me.
Which ones?
I don't even know. I was paying attention so fast. I have to go back and look.
Yes. Oh, actually, x.gl. So yes, one of the best single letter domain name sales. Yeah, European ones, absolutely beautiful.
Okay, so I can tell you, I picked up LZ, NC, and BZ.
And BZ. Okay, BZ.
I like BZ because it's like biz.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
Okay, so whoever is buying.
X.gl.
Okay, bye. Population 10 people and 20 whales.
Yeah, well, I hope the whales like domain names.
Better than seals do. Nice. Well, I've got my 4 and Sam, you should get some. Yeah.
How much are they?
$40. 40 Canadian.
16 pound on £16 on Netim.
Oh, okay.
Shall I? So let me give the clean link for everybody who wants to get a good price, as you can get these domains for horrible prices. And before buying them, please make sure. Yes, please make sure. We are at the same time we are on like 8 different channels.
Why don't you at least put an affiliate link so you can make some money?
I should, yes. Okay, look, these were the ones. AQ.
I just took a screen capture.
Of course. So AQ, AY, BQ, BZ is gone. We know. FQ, well.
FQ. I should get that one from before. Fuck you, FQ.
GQ, GY.
FQ, Greenland. FQ.
And go yourself, Greenland.
Yeah.
Okay, then IV. Oh, that's beautiful.
There's quite a few.
Yes, GM.
I think you want them all taken because it's going to drive up the price.
GR, JV, GL, JX, JZ, KQ, KX, KY, LQ.
KY.
Yeah. And LQ.
You need that. You need to get that.
And by the way, they use Qs. Lots and lots of Qs.
I'm only going to say over 40. You need KY. Whatever.
Okay, so, Lizzie. So NC is. Did you get NC as well?
I think so. Yeah.
And then Q, OA. Oh wow. Ooh, oh wow.
Actually, I like. There's a few in there.
OB, OD, OD. Oh, come on. You cannot OD yourself with GL domain names, can you?
Well, maybe you can.
And then look off, OF. Come on.
I'm telling you, you must work for them.
OI, OQ, OV. And these are PV. These are fresh drops, like within 1 week, as we were scanning for them. So whoever wants them, enjoy. You're most welcome. And please leave your great and fantastic review and say thank you, host Maria. Awesome domain streams. Thank you, host Maria. Thank you, Adam Dicker. Thank you, Sam Charles.
We're not done yet, are we? What's going on?
No, we're just starting.
Oh yeah, it's an hour in. I'm just starting.
Hey, Sam.
How you doing?
So did you get any?
No, I didn't. No, I'm not into that extension.
You're not into Greenland?
No.
They
It doesn't have to be. It's not a pressure thing.
They have awesome whales.
I'd prefer to, I don't know, buy a couple of .coms or buy a couple of co.uk's. It's just preference, isn't it? You know.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I could buy 50 to 100 of them and then not sell any, you know, and that's 22 quid a piece, isn't it? Or 17 quid each.
Okay.
I would rather, I don't know, buy a couple of closeouts on GoDaddy or something. Actually saying that GoDaddy closeouts have gone up now.
So what's the price now? You were talking about that last time.
$50 now.
$50, and before they were like
start.
$9 something like that. Yes.
$12 to start, and then it's $50 now, and then it goes down in stages. But I haven't really bought many lately, to be honest.
So, so Sam, how has been your week?
Just relaxing. I haven't really been doing much, to be honest. I just been staying away from the computer really, because actually saying that, I've been getting a lot of inquiries, but I've just been giving the computer work a bit of a rest, because I've been on the computer so much. It's just like, you know what I mean? It's overwhelming, and because it's Monday to Sunday now on the computer, I used to give the computer a rest, and now because of lockdown, you're just constantly, what can I do? Oh, go on. Oh, I'll just do some more work. You know what I mean? And then and then the problem is when you work for yourself, and you're like me and Adam, we don't shut down, and you've got to get a bit of you time. So I've just been obviously renewing names and dealing with inquiries and stuff like that.
Yep.
Okay, guys, here is a question, and of course, whoever is watching, now there is a second part. You can ask your live questions, and if you are here for the first time, today we have. Well, I'll put back that question once again. So for those who are returning here or are coming here the first time, you have two fantastic domain professionals. So Adam,
Where are they? Where?
well, Adam Dicker, Toronto, Canada, has sold amazing names, owns fantastic domain portfolio, and of course, Sam Charles, better known as Wizard in the UK, owns probably the best .co.uk three-letter domain portfolio, or one of the very, very best ones, and can be found in Google by number one by the search term domain broker.
UK.
So, and yes, and here was the question: what would be your step-by-step outbound process? Say you had custom Vespa in com. Custom Vespa. So Vespas, these are scooters, yes, or Motorollas. What are they? Italian things.
Yeah, they're scooters.
Yeah. So custom Vespas.
Just find search some companies that are doing custom Vespas. It's pretty simple, really.
But you also have to be careful, because I think Vespa's a trademark.
Yeah, and if it's trademark, then you got to be careful. Yeah.
So what would you do, guys?
Me, if it's a trademark, I would probably, if they're not pursuing it, I'd try to sell it either on the forums or something like that, but I'd delete it. I wouldn't hold on to it. Nothing personal. Can't touch a trademark.
Okay, even a domain like this, yes, custom based
Yeah.
product. Yeah. Sam?
If it's a trademark, yeah, just get rid of it. I won't touch trademarks, but if it was something different and it didn't have a trademark, then it's fairly easy to outbound. You just search companies that are related to it, but no, don't tread on trademarks.
Nothing good can happen.
Well, you can make a sale.
Well, what's worth it?
Sell it on Facebook groups.
Well,
$100.
you may find somebody there who would buy it. They're
Yeah.
not.
Sorry.
They're not too bright. You can probably sell it there for sure.
So would you rather sell it for $100 or you would drop it?
It depends. Me personally, I would drop it because I wouldn't want my name associated with the trademark. But it depends. It's up to listen. Everybody's preference is different. I mean, you got to check and make sure it is a trademark, but I'm pretty sure it is.
Sam, the same?
Yeah, like I wouldn't touch a trademark. I'd just delete it or drop it or just get rid of it.
Sam, what do you do when a person approaches you and says, oh, look, our company had this domain name or our charity had this domain name and we forgot to renew it. Could you please transfer it back to us?
What's that, a charity?
Let us say charity, yes. Let us go for the soft heart.
Well, charities have got money, so I generally try sell it back to them. But depending who it is and what charity it is, I would normally do a reasonable price. But I have sold to many charities before where they've forgotten to renew their name, and then I've just sold it back to them. And some people give them back to them, but you know, at the end of the day, I'm in it to make money. I'm not in it to just give away a domain name, you know. And some of the domains are quite good, you know, that people. It's like when someone drops a domain and you pick up a free letter, and then they come back and they go, "Oh, our IT department forgot to renew this. Can we have it back for free?" And I'm like, no. You know, try giving me 10 grand for it. And then they disappear. That's the end of it. So, you know.
You can't always believe what you're told on the phone. It may not have been an IT department. It may not have been anybody. It could just be somebody trying to buy it cheap.
Yeah.
Yep. So, how much does the chairman?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
Millions.
All the money.
Millions.
Yes.
Tons.
Charities, actually, it was quite painful for me to realize for the first time when I understood how huge is the business of charities.
That's because they take out all their expenses, and their expenses are cars and boats and houses and ridiculous staff and massages and everything else. How much goes? Some of the charities don't do that, but most of the ones that you see will do stuff like that. That's why you have to really, if you're going to give money, you have to research the charity and decide who actually is going to use it towards its actual people that are getting it instead of themselves.
Sam, what are the prices for the domain names you have sold back for charities? Let us know how charitable is.
Not much. Well, a couple of grand here and there. Most of the charities. I've had some org.uk's that I've sold. That I used to sell a lot of the org.uk's years ago.
Okay.
A lot of people would buy org.uk's because you could get them ranking well. But these days, they don't rank very well. And no one really buys the org.uk's these days. I used to have some really good org.uk's, and I've sold quite a few to charities. So it'd be in the 1,000 range. It wouldn't be anything too high. They just wouldn't pay anything above a certain amount. So yeah, it's quite reasonable. A couple of thousand for most of them.
Okay, and were those 2-letter, 3-letter ones? Yes, org.uk's.
No, they were longer, long tail. Some of them were long tail. Like I used to own christmascards.org.uk, and I outranked christmascards.co.uk, put a site on it, and then sold it for a couple of grand to christmascards.co.uk because they were like, you're actually outranking us if the org.uk was outranking the co.uk. And I said, do you want to buy this? You know, I've got an affiliate site set up on it, and I'm actually outranking you. And they were like, and I was just like, yeah,
we'll business.
Yeah. So that's the best way. Another way you can sell a domain, if you outrank the competition, and it's not a trademark, you can just sell the domain as you're outranking them. You can get more money. So yeah.
Adam, what about you? Have you got some charity stories?
No, I did once give a site to a guy who called me. His wife it was bottletree.com. It's about 18 years ago, 15 years ago. His wife was building a business, and I believe his sad story, and his wife was on him to try to get the domain name, and I did give it to him for a reasonable amount, but that's the only one I remember like that where I actually had sympathy. And then after those years, I learned that he did keep it for his wife, by the way. He didn't resell it. And but after that, I just decided everything's a business for me. I'm the charity. My kids can't pay for food in school based on charity. So although I have sympathy for them, I can't research them all, so they can buy it like every other business.
Would Adam and Sam give us step-by-step outbound process for a good name? Just remind the stream. Okay, step by step. Adam, your one.
Yeah, so I don't think Sam does a lot of outbound. He'll have to answer that, but
no, I don't do outbound really.
So for me, the first thing I do is look at the name. I'd determine how many companies or possible people or individuals or companies could be a potential buyer of the name. Based on that, I would start to look up history on what they've got, how I could help them, how I could generate leads, how it would benefit their business. Look at the companies, if they're actually paying for ads right now, how much money it would save them to have this domain name. I'd start looking through LinkedIn. I'd look through all kinds of business directories, and I'd match them up. I wouldn't buy a domain name unless it had potential for sale, unless I was using it for myself and my own reasons. So I'd need to know ahead of time before I bought it that there was some avenue for me to go after more than 5 or 6 possible purchasers. And then I'd start to email them or phone them and find the right contact and go through the process like that. That's pretty much how I would do it. And I'd craft the email custom towards what the industry was and what the domain was. I wouldn't just send out generic emails to everybody on the same one. And even if I had a list of 10, I would customize each one of them. I wouldn't put them all like dear domain owner or dear whoever. Put their name in it and spend the time customizing them if you want to get a satisfying result.
Can I ask you guys, do you use canned responses?
Sam?
So what do you use? What auto responses?
No, canned responses, copy-paste responses in your via your email instead of typing the same response every time.
No, I don't. No,
I don't either.
No,
it's not I mean, use those on like a live chat, like, "Hi, how can I help you?" I mean,
yeah.
But not if you're trying to sell something to somebody. I wouldn't do it.
Okay, I'm just really jealous of guys who have managed to organize their email in the way that they have like 20, 30 canned responses. James Altucher has been talking about a lot about canned responses.
Do you say James Altucher?
Altucher.
Yeah, he's the crypto guy, isn't he?
Well, yeah, he's a writer.
Okay.
But then, that's his first thing.
Okay.
And then yes, he has done his huge share in winding up or getting in some people attention of many people into crypto as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's how I know him, from crypto.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. He has one of my favorite podcasts, James Altucher Show. He talks with new writers.
Yeah, he runs a hedge fund, if I recall.
He did.
Oh, okay.
An honest guy, suicidal, and really interesting. Really,
Suicidal.
yeah.
Okay.
Just that type of person. And once people go and tell the story of their own as painful as possible stories in the world, I think they're a bit suicidal. Well, that is just type of personality. That's fine. He's smart enough. He knows how to deal with that. Oh, actually, his website ranked #1 for the word suicide. I think I want to kill myself.
That's great.
Here you go, a positive moment.
That's also a website you're not going to sell too often. Suicide.ca, you can probably only sell it once.
But you can cash in good time.
No thanks. I'm not cashing in on that.
Sam,
What's up? Hello.
Sam, any good sales you are working on?
Nothing at the moment.
No, there was the pause.
Every sale's a good sale, though.
Oh, there's always stuff in the background, but can't always talk about that online.
Truth.
You know, there's lots of inquiries. The inquiries, I think, for any domain investor, no matter what your portfolio is, it's gone up because of the pandemic. And everyone wants to get online, and everyone wants to acquire domains.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's true.
But at the moment, it's a few sales here and there. It's happening.
Okay. Joybo says, thanks. That's about that outbound process. And neverchargecar.com. What would you say, guys?
I would say very low end. That's about all I could put it at. I mean, it's got to be a brandable if you're going to build it, because never's a negative word, although it's positive in this case. I would say it's not worth that much.
Sam?
I wouldn't have registered it. No. Not worth the registration fee.
Yeah. You would better seriously go for Jill now, 2 letters. So my mind's done. Okay, here we go. Andrei Kravchenko. Okay, it seems you can't see my questions. Okay, one more try via Facebook. Thank you. Oh yes, it means the YouTube is putting a ban on some comments. One more try via Facebook. Could you please appraise
Electric Car America.
America.com. Okay.
He's asking, in this case, is the singular better than the plural? Actually, in this case, because you're making it sound like an organization, the plural would be better. Electric Cars America, not Electric Car America, would be better. Because if you're an organization, you're representing more than one electric car. Or if you're selling cars from Electric Cars America, you want to show you have more than one. But there's different cases for every plural and singular, and it's hard to learn.
Yeah, that's a good one. Sam, electric car.
Electric Car America.
No, it doesn't really mean. Well, it doesn't really make sense.
Sam's got short answers today.
Yeah.
Quote.baby.
Is there a price you can sell a baby at? No, it's a brandable. I honestly don't mind that one. because if you had a company that had an invoicing system, it'd be pretty good to remember. But obviously, who wants a quote? Hey, baby, you want a quote? I don't know. Quote.baby. I think you're better off with like bibs.baby or something like that than quote.baby. There'll be another one probably Sam wouldn't reg, and neither would I.
Again, better go for GL.
Yeah, you better go for a GL than the quote.baby.
Yeah, and please drop in your names, and we will see. Sam, what are the last let's say 3 domains you have bought? Let us see what pros are buying, and then the next will be Adam.
I know.
Apart from GL.
Yeah, that's easy.
Sam,
I acquired one recently. Gate.co.uk.
Gates.
Gate.
Singular.
Gate. Yes, Gate.
G-A-T-E. Yeah,
Okay.
I've acquired that one recently. Yeah, so that's the only one I've acquired in the last week or so.
All right.
Was it a drop? Sorry, Adam.
Oh no.
No, it was. I had to buy it from someone that owned it.
How much do you pay for it, if you can?
A couple of grand.
Couple of grand. Have you got a possible end buyer already in the mind?
Yeah, I've got a client that does gates and stuff. So they're they've always got end user lined up. You wouldn't buy it if not. The thing is gates would be better, but gate, there's thousands of businesses that do custom gates.
Yep.
And it's a business and it's very short. So I like short domains because they always sell.
And they can put it on their business card, gate.co.uk. That's it.
Yeah, you got to remember,
okay,
everyone likes short names. It's like having, loan or anything short. People love, especially in any CCTLD. Gates would have been better, but obviously, Gate is what I got.
And what have you sold to those clients before? I understand these are your already existing clients, yes, who have purchased some.
Yeah, so I've sold stuff like security gates, electric fencing. They do all everything. They do everything: electric fencing, security gates, shutters, custom iron gates. They're all that type of thing. But they buy everything up. They buy all anything related to the products that they sell.
Are they putting up websites, or are they protecting their needs?
Yeah, they put up lead generation sites. Lead generation. Yeah. I had one client which I sold cleaning domains to, and I sold him thousands of cleaning related domains, right? But now he doesn't buy any more. Too many.
Are they still in business?
Yeah, it's still in business, they turn over millions, and they're based in London. And he said to me, he was a nice chap. I met him for a drink one time in London, and I invited him to a domainer event as well. And he was like, he turned up this domainer event, and he started to get into it. And I was ringing him up every day. I go, do you want to buy this domain? Do you want to buy that domain? And he was like, for God's sake, he said, I'm buying so many bloody domains, right? I may as well just give you my all the staff's wage, because he had something like 90 employees to pay for that. Going,
okay.
We speak every single day, and he said, right, and time come where he said, I can't buy any more domains, so I'm getting in trouble.
Wow! So that's a cool story. So who would think so? Who would think that? But here you go.
Yeah, it was interesting because it must have been 2 years I was selling in domains, and then I got a bit upset after he said, "Oh, can't buy any more," because it was just like it was like a regular stream. I was just like, I rely on this guy. I could just sell him every single cleaning domain. But he has the best, and I mean this, the best portfolio of cleaning domains in the UK space. He went and bought like that were 20 grand. He went and bought like cleaning directs and like the best cleaning names you can possibly get in the UK space. He didn't care, and it was just, I think he just went on an addiction of domains, and then he said, "Oh, I've spent so much money on domains," and I said, "What are you going to do with them?" He goes, "Oh Christ, I'm going to need to get someone to put sites on them now." And then he was like, and then I said, "When are you going to get it done?" I said, "I don't know." And like, I offered to help him do the sites, but he didn't want to. He didn't want to pay. He wanted to get someone from Bulgaria or India to whack up his website.
That's fine.
And I said, that's not gonna, it might not work out. So I think he's got to the stage he's got someone in cheap to whack sites up, but he's got thousands. He's never going to get them all up.
I don't believe Bulgarian people or Indian people are free, so we're not trying. Don't say that. But I think he needs to clean up his act before he gets fired. Pun intended.
Yeah, because the thing is, what it is, it's people in Bulgaria and India are just going to be cheaper. The problem is he didn't want to pay my price to do the sites, and it would have been a good deal because I would have got a really good package, because I could have been working on it for years.
he just stood up and said, "Sam, you've had 2 years of daily great deals. Enough is enough."
Yes. He said that the time has come. I'm not buying any more domains. He said, I'm overloaded with renewals.
It means you just have to come up with better names.
Yeah, but that's it. Yeah, I actually, funny enough, there was one day I was looking at the drops, and I think clean.org.uk dropped.
Oh,
so I quickly called it, and I rang him up and I said, I got a really good domain. You're going to love this. Clean.org.uk. You're going to have to buy it. And he was like, I shouldn't really be buying it. How much? And I was like, $2,000. And he was like, no, I can't spend that. And then he turned around and goes, all right, $1,000. And I said, yeah, $1,000, we'll take it. Yeah, I mean, and I said, I'll take it. Yeah, I mean, and we did a quick sale. I'd only just caught it. It cost me £4.68. That's $1,000. But so yeah, if you've got a good name, you can always entice someone. But org.uk is really well.
So guys, now the mission is very simple. Find out who owns clean.org.uk and start offering him all your cleaning domain names.
Who is hidden? So
there are ways. So Adam, and Sam, awesome story. Thank you. So Adam, what are the last 3 domains you have?
I forgot already what I was looking for. So let's see. There's a facial recognition software.ca, datatransfers.ca, and then virtualpride.ca, because now they're saying the Pride Parade is going to be online instead of in person. So I figured I'd just snap it up. There you go.
Do those Pride guys have got money to pay?
I'm sure some of them have jobs. So yes, they're just like us, regular people.
No. I'm not about that. But are those professional organizations like charities, or are they just more?
No, here it's a huge thing where they have a Pride rally and a Pride parade and all this stuff.
That's understandable, but the organization-wise, so they are.
Yeah, they have money. Certainly, to buy that domain, they'll have money.
So you had virtual Pride, yes?
Yeah.
Wait, virtual. That's good.
I mean, it's exactly what it is. They said it's the Pride Parade. They call it Pride.ca, and now they're going to go virtual. So I can't match it up any better.
Sam, virtualpride.co.uk.
Virtual Pride.
.co.uk.
Not as good as virtual courts, but it's good.
Virtual Pride.
Yes.
You don't have any real pride, just virtual pride. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Adam owns virtualcore.ca. I own virtualcore.co.uk and .uk.
If anyone's got any single letter or double or 2-letter co-UKs and you're selling them cheap, just get in touch with me. I'm always interested in buying them.
What is cheap? What is cheap for .co.uk?
50 quid each. 50 quid each. I'll give them.
I'll give it 51.
And a penny.
Yeah.
So what are the cheap prices for 2 letters .co.uk's? What is the
Reasonable prices, you mean?
yes, reasonably cheap, yes, but cheap.
I think
say
they've been going. I used to acquire them on behalf of other people, and I acquired them at. I have acquired them at about $3,000. $3,000. This was going back a couple of years. 3, 4 grand, 5 grand, 6 grand, 7 grand, 20 grand. But this is me acquiring them on behalf of someone else because they wanted to buy them. Yeah. So a client gets in touch with me and says, it'll be another investor says, "Oh, can you be the middleman?" Because they don't want to know who the other person is. You know what I mean? Because they've got they've got loads of money.
I often buy 2-letter domain names on behalf of the other person, which is my wife.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 letters are good. They do sell for good money. It's just getting harder and harder to find them these days.
But that's good. That drives the price.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I think 3-letter domains are getting higher in demand as well. So all my 3-letter domains that I own, I put high reserves on them now.
Well, there's 17,576 combinations of those. So
how many, sorry, Adam?
17,576 as opposed to 676.
Yeah. Like I only tend to hold the really good 3 letters now. A lot of the other ones, I've got a lot of bad letter ones, and I'm just going to get rid of them.
Which ones? Which ones are the bad ones? As Q stands for Queen, quality.
Yeah, ZQT and things like that. I've got loads of them, and I never get any offers on the crap letter ones. You know what I mean? No one offers on them. But domainers will love them. They'll see them dropping and they'll be like, "Oh, quick, let's load it up. We're going to catch it. Oh, we've caught it. Oh, shit, it's never going to sell."
Put on the Facebook groups. Everything sells there.
Well,
I have one of the best leads for the Belgium market. Among top 3 best leads. I know that the guy he just physically can't go away. He's owner. He's got fantastic site, and that domain starts with Q. And he needs it. He wants it, but he's not prepared to pay for it. We are going back and forth and exchanging emails occasionally or LinkedIn messages once a few months or something.
Huh.
But talking about Q.
Yeah,
it starts with Q. So Q, where is Q better, in the start or the end?
Q at the start. Yeah, start.
Quality. That's funny, Bill.
Bill's in that too. LLGL.
Bill's in that too. He's got go.la.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Bill, did you get any GL names as well? Get in the club. Adam, how many GLs did you buy out of those?
3.
3?
Yeah.
I'll be pushed to get 1 or 2. After this.
Seems every week I end up buying some on this show, and they're all going to be gone, and soon they'll go up in value because we'll own them all.
Just let me know when you sell one.
It'd be a few years.
Yeah.
Sam, we are talking about LLs. That's you know, you just can't go higher than that. And
Mm.
with that low quantity, and there are less and less of them.
Mm.
I always say that. Well,
You
that's
need
for
to buy. You need to buy the whole list then,
why?
because then you'll own them all.
Yes, and then yeah. But do you agree that the more domains you own, the the more quality? No, no, no. Okay, okay, I understood that.
But the better a person you are, what were you going to say?
The
You're
more
a much
domains you own, the more you'll sell.
The more you
Yeah.
own, the stupider you are because you got to manage them.
No, but the more quality ones you own.
No.
So
Oh,
let's say you just
No way. The more, are you saying the more domains you own, the more quality? No, there's people that have thousands of them. They're all junk.
yes.
I see them. They send them to me to review.
yeah.
I'm serious. So just because you have thousands of dollars to waste on domain names doesn't mean you're doing it right.
But there are domainers that say, look, in average, out of 100 domains, one will get a more or less decent inquiry a year. So to stay in the business, you need to multiply those numbers.
Well, I've said this before. Most people shouldn't be doing this full time. They should have a job, and this should be considered extra revenue. I even said that to one of the callers I spoke with in the last 2 days. He's going back to work soon. I said, great, then anything we do is extra money. And extra money is always good. But unless you're making monthly income from a business
Yep.
or anything else, you can't rely on it. Who knows? We didn't expect a pandemic. Who knows what's next?
Or as in Sam's case, is you just need to know this good cleaning company in London. Then you are set for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just need to have a few clients like that, and you're laughing.
But
No,
even
it's,
even the big time domainers, we say this all the time. They're all into their own businesses. They've taken one or two businesses, they've made them huge, and they can make enough money off of that. So that's exactly what they do. And you don't sit on domains and just wait every day for emails and pray you get a sale so you can pay your mortgage or whatever else is you have.
Yep.
You can't do that. That's not stable. It's not. It has to be a stable environment. So get off your bum and go get a job if you need money. Domains should be an extra asset that comes in. Period. It could be a loss, and then you're really in trouble.
Sam?
yeah, it's good to have lots of different angles in what you do. So if you rely on domains 100%, then if you don't sell any, then no money comes in. I do several things. I obviously involved in a bit of drop catching and affiliate marketing and have websites that do other stuff. But I don't rely purely on domain sales. But I've, sold quite a lot of domains over the years. So I haven't squandered my money, as they say. You know what I mean? I've reinvested everything. Everything that you make, it's best to reinvest it into other things that make you money.
It's foolish to rely on something that you have no control over.
Yeah.
Can I still ask you an interesting thing about .co.uk market and .ca markets, about these two markets, and as these are one of the leading CCTLD markets in the world, what is the case about NN names? We have touched barely this topic.
They don't really sell. They don't really sell in the co-UK.
Have you sold? Have you sold any, Sam?
No, I haven't sold any in the co-UK, and I don't buy them either.
Adam?
I would agree with that. I'd probably buy them now if I saw them for like a reg fee, but I wouldn't go out of my way to buy them for thousands of dollars. That's for sure. I just don't think people are typing in numbers unless it's 69. They're not typing anything in the browser with numbers.
Well, sometimes they say these are postcodes or some other ones. What could be the good numbers? So
I mean,
69, obviously.
the most famous one is like the zip code for Beverly Hills, California, 90210, which was a TV show. But I would
Yes.
hazard to guess most people aren't typing that in either. There were people that were buying up all of the zip codes in all the U.S., and I'm sure they're all picked up. But what are they doing with them? Probably letting them drop.
I actually have only one, so 27.be, and I've had a lead on that one. I think the developer in Brussels, so that's Belgium, and we started the first actually the main show Adam came in was under 27B, and so they were building a house, residential house, a 4-floor building or something. Nothing big, but the number was 27, and they wanted to.
I don't know. As a real estate property, even them, they're getting like the whole street, like 27 Richmond or something, and they're putting that in to show like a virtual tour of a house.
Yes,
that makes sense at least, but because it's easy to remember. But just 27 by itself, it's probably good to the Asian market, but will they buy numbers in different CCTLDs? Probably not, especially if there's not a lot of them in Belgium.
Sam?
Yeah, that's just my opinion.
Yeah. I was really curious, as I'm always scouting 2-letter ones. I was curious about NNs.
I think the people that have them think they're very valuable, and the people that don't have them could care less, and nobody's searching for them.
So get them for rage fee and sell them. So Adam, let us say 51.ca. What would you sell it? 53.ca.
I honestly don't know. I would put it. I honestly don't know. I don't know what I know. I wouldn't pay much for it. Would I sell it for?
So you would get it for rage fee.
I'd price it at about 2,500, 3,000 in that area. Probably. It's just not worth that much to me. But I mean, we have highways here that are numbers like 407 and 401. I think the 407 it's a tollway, and so 407.com is a big 407.ca. It's a big brand, but unless it's a pay toll highway that people have to go in and they need transponders and everything else, so people go there. But unless it's some significance like that, there's nobody that's going to go to any of those.
Sam?
Yeah, I'm not really keen on them, and I've never really seen many sell, to be honest, to number names. I've never really seen a.
Okay, from the other side, there are only 89 of them. Oh, yeah. No, not 89, 99. So zero goes first, yes. But more or less 89. Nobody would go after 0304.
Maybe they would. Who knows?
But would you go for it for each price?
No.
For reg price, I would, but yes. I don't know what I'd do with them.
Yeah.
Sam, for a reg price?
No, I probably wouldn't, because I think I've bought some originally. They never sell. You know. I think that do sell for good money are numbers 1 to 9. You know, because people like single numbers.
No, but then you have to remember that certain numbers in Chinese are bad, certain numbers in Japanese are bad. You don't want a 9, you don't want a 4, there's a lot of them you don't want. Microsoft skipped Windows 9 because it's bad luck in Japanese. Chinese don't like Windows 4. I mean 4.
That's death. Yes.
13 is bad luck, but people like it. I mean, there's all kinds of crazy stuff. So you have to keep it in mind that if you have a house and you're selling it in Toronto, if you don't have a 4 in it, you're more likely to sell it than if you do in the number. That's a fact. Because we have a huge Chinese community.
Sam, so you would not even get them for a reg fee?
No.
Come on, just seriously buy it and put it on domain lore or flip.uk.
Yeah, but
and sell it for 100.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, you could sell it for a little bit, but they're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they were reg free, maybe.
Okay, Adam, and you would sell them quickly for a cheap price just to make that profit, or just
I
forget
would
about it?
take them, put them up if I got them at a reg fee a little more, and just sell them when they sell. I certainly would probably forget about them and just leave them there until somebody came a calling.
I was talking to this Belgium domain investor, and he doesn't want to come to the. He shared his experience with me, but he said he explained the Belgium domain politics, and he said it wouldn't be smart, good for business for him. But he is really influential guy, doing investments into startups, and he's got his own co-working place or something. Fantastic guy, and he owns most of the two number Belgian domain names. He was actually very surprised when he saw that I have 27. He was said that was supposed to be my name. And yeah, and he said the same thing. He said that he wishes that he invested that money rather in one 3-letter .com name than in these 2-letter ones.
Well, we all wish we had a time machine.
Of course. Okay, guys, awesome. 1 hour 45 minutes. Sam, are you coming back next week as well?
Yeah, should be. Yeah,
on time?
Should be. Yeah.
Let us see, and maybe Colin will be as well. So Colin, it seems, Colin, we are sad to understand that your work takes longer. So you are probably struggling with that server. Awesome. Any last words for our viewers?
Happy buying, happy selling. Enjoy the industry. That's it.
Sam?
Yeah. Have a good week. What's left of it now? So Wednesday. Have a good week, and yeah, there we go.
Awesome. Thank you all for watching. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like us. Go write Adam Dicker and Sam. And the best ways, guys, to contact you once again.
Adam.dicker@gmail.com and 416-884-0535. I prefer a text to a call.
And Sam?
Email address me@samcharles.com and obviously samcharles.com.
Or sam@cobra.co.uk. That is my preferred.
service@service.co.uk. I can't list them all out here. Several email addresses.
And if you want his telephone number, just go to Visit Domains.
Yeah, you get the answer phone, and then I might ring you back.
He did today. Okay, guys, thank you very much, and see you next week then. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.